All right, Panther fans, it is early. It is 11:15 in the morning, which that means this is Stu's show with Joss as the guest. We don't know. My buddy's here with me, and we're just going to talk some Panthers, man. We've got so much. We haven't done a video in a little while, and so much has been going on. And every time we think about let's make a season preview, some more stuff goes on. And even like the video I made yesterday, or the 2 days ago with John from Hot Take Hockey. By the time I released it, Barkov had already been signed, and half of what we said didn't matter. So, Stu, how you doing this morning? You look more awake than I do, man.
Not really. I didn't have my coffee yet.
Jeez, I'm already had
I
two
just
cups.
time went by. I was watching YouTube videos and then.
Jeez. Wow.
All right, whatever.
The hell are you? How are you alive without coffee, man?
I'll suck it up.
Jeez, wow. I've had two
Look
cups.
at this. Look at the bags under my eyes.
Yeah, that comes with or without the coffee. I look good in this light. You know what I mean?
That clock looks good up there, bro.
The clock looks good, man. I think the clock looks good. All right, so let's get into. I want to start off in an odd place because I've had a couple people asking about it, and I keep forgetting to talk about it in the video. So I just want to start off so I don't forget with Sam Reinhart, because there's been a few people thinking like he's not really playing all that well. He's not really showing up in the preseason. And George Richards had an article out a couple of days ago where Reinhart himself, he wasn't even asked really like, are you not, Reinhart basically owned it himself and said, look, I'm getting used to a new style of hockey. I haven't played hockey this way before. I really haven't found my game yet, but I'm going to get there. And to me, that says all I need to hear. If a player realizes and recognizes that early on that he's not playing up to snuff, I don't think we have anything to worry about there. What do you think?
I just look at it, he said it. It's a new team. He's getting used to the team, the
Right.
players he's playing with. Barkov even, said something about, missing a play one night. It's going to take him some practices, some games. And I just said, and Verhaeghe hasn't been out there.
Right.
Once they get some chemistry going, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable because on the opposite side of the spectrum, you had Bennett, who came out like a man possessed.
Yeah. We'll definitely need to talk about.
A player of that caliber. I don't see him.
Yeah.
And
look,
take him along.
Barkov's line traditionally in the preseason doesn't do a whole lot. You know what I mean? And the other part to that is that, if and this is a big fantasy but if the Barkov line ended up not really playing at an elite level for the first 10 or 20 games, our second line would be the top line. I'm pretty much.
Wait, you got to stop there.
Okay.
If the Barkov line doesn't produce, that we have one of the toughest schedules in the league. And I told you the secret of the success of this year is coming out strong in the first 20 games.
I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is that our second line could make up for a temporary dip in the top line's production. That's what I'm trying to say is that.
And I agree. And your boy Tippett is showing me. He's showing me a lot.
He's shooting, and you called it too. I mean, that was the one thing he had left to do was just when the puck hits your stick, shoot. And now he's doing it, and he's got a wicked shot. And it comes off that stick fast.
I love that breakaway. And how many times have I said in the shootout, you can't dipsy doodle. The ice is not clean.
Right.
You just come in like he dropped his shoulder, Vasilevsky bit, and boom, it was over him.
Yep.
Again, top corner.
Yep. So with the Reinhart thing, I don't think we have anything to worry about there. So let's get to the Barkov thing, the Barkov contract.
Good segue. All right. So what did I say to you? A number of videos again. I wasn't worried. Like he said, he loves it here. We drafted him, and I even said I thought it was going to be 10 million. What I was surprised about, and I'm sure everybody was surprised about, was the creativity in the contract.
Right.
It's like
Right.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works with $1 million salary and the signing bonus, but it's done. Everybody was worried. I knew he wasn't going anywhere. I don't think Huberdeau is going anywhere. And as I said, I tweeted yesterday, Hubie's going to get a similar deal.
Right.
What they're going to do about the cap, I think players are going to leave, unfortunately. We mentioned Acciari. I don't think Vetrano's going anywhere. If he has another, he scored 18 goals last year.
Right. Well, the one contract, because I was looking yesterday, the one contract that surprised me in terms of cap hit for his position is Nutavares. Cap hit's 2.7, which I think it makes it more than Vetrano's. And Nutavares, 670 at best. So that's definitely one contract that I would see. And this is the last year of that contract. So when we're talking about next year, when that Yandle hit comes, I mean, just by losing Nutavara and not re-signing Vetrano, if that's the way we went, that makes up for the Yandle hit pretty much, and we're even Steven there. So I mean,
then we get rid of that 5.4 cap.
Right.
And then we have the money to sign Huberdeau. So it's
good.
Yeah. And Zito is just proven to be, and I call him the magician. I don't know how he does it, but the guy knows what he was doing. Just imagine if we had Zito 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't do anything about it. It's a moot point, but they stuck with Talon too long.
Right. And look, I saw somebody on Twitter saying it today. It's like, all right, we got to give Talon a little bit of credit in terms of he did draft some of these guys. But in terms of giving out the money, I mean, I've heard mixed things. I'm not a tax expert. I've heard it's because of taxes having to do with other states. And I've seen some people saying that's not the case. What I do know is that I've been selling online for 22 years now. And it used to be, didn't matter where I sold the thing. I paid taxes in my state and it didn't matter. Now everything has changed in the last year or two as states have caught on, and wherever I sell an item to. So I'm in Maryland. If I sell an item to somebody in Kansas, they have a 6% or an 8% sales tax, and eBay will collect the sales tax from the buyer for Kansas and pay it to the state of Kansas. So I'm seeing people, mixed bag of what it is, what it isn't with the taxes. I don't need to get into that. All I know is that it has changed a lot in the last year or two.
I had no idea, and there's no confirmation that the players pay the state tax when they play a game in that state.
Well, that's for goods and services. Like if I sell something to somebody in another state, or if I, as a massage therapist in Maryland, if I go to Delaware, okay, and give somebody a massage in Delaware, like if I have, and I do enough and I make enough money, I owe Delaware those state taxes as well. So the thing of it is that the rules have completely changed in the last year or two from where they normally would. And people are looking at a lot of articles and thinking they're reading what's true, but it's from 2-3 years ago, and so much has changed now that I don't think anybody knows exactly how it. Zito and Barkov know. They for sure they know, because they did it for a reason. That's for sure. All right. So
you noticed yesterday in the press conference, Barkov held the mic like here instead of here. And he's so soft-spoken to begin with. I didn't even hear the answers. But
right. Yeah. Well,
I love the location when they're signing players.
Right.
Up in that hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where else?
So all right. So we got on. Let's talk about Acciari now. Because I know you have something to say about Pat Maroon and the gang over there. So we haven't had anything official said, but it looks like it's a pec tear from what it looks like and what it sounds like. And I've actually had kind of similar to that injury. I had a
Me
pec
too.
tear when I
Me
was,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Weightlifting.
Wait, that's, yeah,
I didn't tear it, but I
yeah. You,
pulled it, and
yeah, yeah. I
it
walked
takes a
out of the
long
gym.
time.
I walked out of the gym exactly how Acciari was, with you holding that arm like that, because your titty don't work anymore. That's it. You move your arm like this and your titty stays still. It's
Yeah,
crazy
it was weird. I thought he separated his shoulder from, the
because it
way
looked,
he
yeah,
looked.
because you thought when he landed, right?
But I mean, obviously we're losing a player. I mean, earlier in the game, I don't know if it was a power play or whatever, but he stopped a slap shot with the palm of
Yeah,
his
he's
hand. So
blocking shots with his hand in preseason. It's like, dude, sit down. You're grounded until the playoffs. And in a way, I talked about that in the video, was that if he can rehab and come back healthy, like after the Olympic break, he's going to have fresh legs and he won't be so beat up. It could actually turn out to be a positive for us from that perspective. Because he just puts his body into, I mean, he's blocking shots, like you said, with his hand in the preseason game. It's like, no, don't do that.
yeah,
That
we're
hurts.
losing as much as we talked about him being expendable. We're losing a really good, maybe not in production, but we're losing a valuable
Right.
piece. And again, we don't see what happens in the locker room. And you remember what Billy said about team and the
Right.
players playing for each other. And I put Acciari in that category. So
Yeah.
I thought it sucked. I thought Maroon, pulled another Bush League. Him and Sergachev, watch all the Tampa Panther games, and you'll see those two are shit stars.
Yeah.
Gord was one of those players, but he's gone. And I think losing Gord and Coleman, I'm trying to think who made a comment about that. Maybe it was that kid on the podcast that said,
it was John from Hot
yeah,
Take Hockey. Yeah.
yeah, that line did some damage against us. But
Right.
somebody needs to take Maroon down.
Well,
I don't
Lombard
know
did
who
fight him.
it's going to be. My first thing is Gudis has just got to nail that guy and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
But that was the wildest preseason game I saw. I think you said the same thing.
Yeah,
they hate each other. That's probably now the hottest rivalry in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Playing as many games as they did last year just carried over.
Yep.
I mean, Maroon, if you remember, you got a 2-minute penalty. I think he should have gotten more, but he stuck his leg out and, payback on. And, Bennett was a moron for hitting Vass. You just don't do that.
No, you just can't do that. And that was the thing. It's just like, I seen mixed bag of emotions. Look, I called out Bennett. I mean, immediately that night, I was like, you can't do that. You can't hit the freaking all-world goalie behind the net.
Forget about that.
Well, I mean, from Tampa, from their players' perspective, that's how they're looking at it.
In the trapezoid, you don't touch him. Now, if a goalie goes, far out of the trapezoid, in my opinion, he's fair game. But you go for the puck.
Yeah,
you don't go to check him.
Right.
So,
but
there's an unwritten rule.
Yeah, no. And what Bennett did was wrong. What Maroon did was worse from the perspective of he's sticking out his knee. You know what I mean? Behind, sticking out his leg behind Spencer's knee. And
if it wasn't a goalie that has protection with the pads.
Yeah. No, you could hurt somebody.
There's a possible injury. How many times have we seen a guy stick his leg out and it's knee on knee and the guy getting the hit is out?
Right. And, I get the retaliatory stuff, but
I'm sorry for the background noise, though. They're doing grass cutting today.
Oh, they're mowing grass. That's okay. I'm sure one of my two people that I live nearby, I call them my neighbors, but they're not that close. But when they fire up, one guy's got a wood chipper back there. Jeez, man. And he has spent, because he's got a few acres. And when the weather's nice, he goes out there and he's clearing land for his horses. So he'll chop a tree down and chip it, and all day. I
wish I had my headphones, so just speak up a little louder for me.
Okay. So you're having trouble hearing me. Gotcha. All right.
I don't have the luxury of headphones.
We got to get you some headphones, man. You're on your laptop, right?
Yeah, I have a pair. I don't, and I should have had my speakers hooked up, but whatever.
No, that's okay. That's why I have them, because if I didn't have these and I was just listening through the laptop, half the video would me be going, huh? What'd you say? What was that? Because They don't work too well. The ears don't work, the eyes don't work, but that's a different video.
You want to segue into the defense?
Yeah. Let's get to Kiersted and
Okay, so
Connauton and the
obviously
defense.
they sent down Kiersted, who I
I feel
predicted
for
would
you.
make the team, but he didn't show me anything. Prisky didn't show me anything.
Right.
Connauton's a veteran. He played solid.
He did. He did.
Every game he's been in, he's played solid. I mean, I think I tweeted earlier, he's earned his spot.
Right.
Just the question is, when is he going to get playing time?
Right. And it's good to see a 44 out there on the ice, to be honest with you. Not gonna lie about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because when I watched the development camp, and it really felt like, I mean, every power play they had Kiersted out there running the power play. So it really felt like they wanted him to, they wanted to, give him an opportunity. And based off last year, and it's possible, we don't know these kids. It's possible that he kind of thought based on last year, he was kind of going to make the team. Because I think we all kind of felt like, okay, well, he's going to get a spot. Who's going to get that last spot? But Connauton has just been, I said it a few, after one of the other games. I want this guy on the team because he just calms things down. Whatever pair he's with, he's just always in the right spot. And he doesn't get out of position. And we've got so many offensive defensemen that it's nice to have a guy that just plays defense and he's going to be in the right spot. So that's it, right? Because that's I guess we're only going to keep 7. We're not going to keep 8. I guess that would make sense because everybody else I think we've sent down. Nutavara, and so we got Ekblad Uyghur, Forsling and Montour.
Forsling, Gudis, Nutavara, and Montour. And I got news for you. Everybody looks at our defense as our weak link. I think we got a solid D. I mean, I'm still not sold on Nutavara. Montour, right. I like. He's he's a good skater. Moves the puck.
Right.
Like to see him score some, and we need some scoring from the defense, and not just from Uyghur and Ekblad.
Right.
Forsling's got to step up. He's my boy.
Yeah.
Budis does his. He's
solid. He's
the stay back guy.
Right.
He's the bruiser.
Right.
And I think it's going to come down to that third pairing.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like is they split Forsling and Gudis up.
Right. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that it was Forsling and Montour. That doesn't sound right to me. You know what I mean? I agree with you there. I kind of would like to see Forsling with Gudis, and then, but I guess then what do you got? You got a Montour, Connauton, or Nutavara bottom pair, and that's
we'll see. Q's good at shuffling, so we'll see how it plays out.
I still really feel strongly that by the trade deadline, that's the one piece we still need is one more high quality, experienced defenseman, and we have enough space to where if we sent Nutavara somewhere, plus the space we have now, it would give us about 4.5-5 million cap to bring in somebody. That's just my gut feeling. I hope that I'd love for them to prove me wrong and play well enough and everything, but I'm not sold on the Forsling Montour. I'm not sold on Montour yet.
Who do you have in mind as a target?
That's a tough question. And
that's the answer. Who can you get that a team's going to give up?
Right. And a lot of that develops over the season. Every year, about a month before the trade deadline, you start hearing all these names depend, you know what I mean? And guys that we didn't think, that you don't think are going to be available, become available. I'd go into the playoffs with this roster. I'd go into it. No problem. But I don't know. I just feel like
the thing that we have going for us is the arsenal in the top 6 forwards.
Top 9.
We can and before Ekblad went down, we were number 1 in goal scoring.
Right.
We averaged almost 4 goals a game.
Right.
So that's going to be the key. How many goals can we put up to give the goalies a little cushion? we
Right.
call him 4-goal Bob, but
Gorgolski, yeah, that's
he
what
won a
Jeff
lot
calls
of
him.
games because we scored 4, 5, 6 goals.
Look, I've said it a million times. At the one point in this season, Bob's goals against average was a full goal more than Drieger, and they both had the exact same record, wins and losses. Yeah. So I mean,
I think Bob's gonna have a a bump back year.
I absolutely expect that because he didn't play a lot of games last year, and that was my research, was that in the years following a year where he hadn't played but maybe 35, 40 games, the next year he's on fire until he gets to the postseason. And I guess we could talk about that now. That is my cross for the entire year that I'm going to wear, is that this is great. Bob can go out there and have a 2.2 goals against and a 930 save percentage. He's done that before. And then both times he's done that before, he gets to the playoffs and kaputs. I'm not interested in kaputs this year. I want to win. So
Knight's our guy.
Right.
We're in agreement on that.
So
Knight's going to win the Calder.
How many games do you think he needs
the guy on that podcast, I forgot his name, but he said 40 games.
Right.
That he said, oh, we don't want to put that much of a workload on him. You know what? The kid can handle it.
Well, it's just about, I was
20
hopeful.
20 years old. Matt Murray.
Right. Yeah.
Binghamton, whatever, from St. Louis. They've done it. Quick did it.
Yeah.
Quick was a young goalie when LA won the cup.
Yeah. No, I know that's very, very true.
We're in total agreement.
Yeah. I felt better before Q had that press conference and said that Bobrovsky was going to get the workload. That kind of threw me for a loop, because it's like, wait, what did anybody not see the end of last season or what happened? So I understand that
what he should have said was, I'm going to go with the hot goalie.
Yeah. And
all right, but he said it. Maybe he's playing psychological warfare with Bob.
Yeah. Well, you never know with Q.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I think it's going to be good that Bob's got competition that, again, I've said it a few videos again. Bob's a longtime veteran. He's a pro.
Right.
He doesn't want to lose his number one spot. So
no, who would? So Anton Lundell, let's go there, because when I made my camp battles, one of the battles was Anton Lundell against himself, because all he had to do was go out there and play, and then he got hurt and he couldn't. So he had last game and he's going to have one more game. And the thing for me is Louis Darnan is playing pretty damn good. And I don't think Lundell's going to make this team. I think he's going to get sent back down, and we're going to start the season with Louis Darnan, even with Acciari's injury. Lundell looked pretty good out there. He was on the PK. So was Louis Darnan. I loved Lundell's aggressiveness on the PK. He was just right to the puck carrier, no matter what was going on. But I just don't see how, Louis Darnan's had a few NHL games. And
it's 50-50 right now. Obviously, we haven't seen him. One game, can't make a judgment from one game. But
right.
I think he feels the pressure. How he reacts to that pressure, I don't know. But when's the next game?
Well, we get today.
Oh, it's tonight?
Today, yeah. The live stream's at 5, game's at 6, and then that's it. That's the last preseason game, and then the
Tampa
first game
again.
Yeah, then the first game is Thursday. I assume we're going to see Bob in net. I haven't heard anything about whether or not his wife gave birth. I don't know if they're just being super private or something. They gave him the night off because she was supposed to have the baby like that night. I haven't heard anything, and nobody else. I asked on Twitter and nobody's heard anything. So hopefully that situation is okay.
I'll check Instagram when we're done.
Yeah. But all right. So did we miss?
And then
anything?
we got to see how he reacts.
Right.
With a newborn.
Yeah, absolutely. He's it's going to be interesting because that's I remember when Trocheck got married. That cooled his jets by about 80%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, that took his edge off. So, but maybe this could be good for him because Bobrovsky's kind of an emotional guy. So maybe now instead of hockey, it's just wife and baby. Oh, you can't hear me because you can't hear it because
Sorry, guys. Damn lawn.
you know what's happening. The microphone is not picking up the noise that you're hearing.
No?
One. All right. So Stu had to go eliminate some yard workers from the neighborhood.
We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. All right. So the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to go over the early schedule. I hadn't gone over it heavily, and then Stu brought it to my attention, and it ain't easy to start the season. We are going to find out really, really quick what this team is made of. So we open up with Pittsburgh and the Islanders, and then at Tampa. And
and by the way, my bold prediction.
But now I lost you.
We gotta come out strong because we got Thursday night against Pittsburgh.
Right.
Gotta win the home opener.
Right.
Just gonna, it's gonna set the tone. And then we follow up Saturday with the Islanders.
Yeah. I'm looking and
then we got Tampa. Tampa right. Again. They couldn't give us a break and have Tampa further down the schedule.
And it's at Tampa too. I wonder if that's Tampa's home opener. I wonder I wonder if that's Tampa's home opener or not.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's against Tampa, so we don't have to travel. We don't have to travel that far, but
right. And then we've got Colorado back at home. And then
flying all the way to Colorado.
No. Colorado's at home.
And then 2 days later, we got to fly all the way back to Philly.
No, Colorado's at home. Colorado's at home.
Yeah, Colorado's at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have,
and then we go to Philly, so that's not bad. That's a 2-hour plane ride.
We do have some weird scheduling though, where like you see that Colorado's at home, then we have the one game at Philadelphia, and then we come back home.
And Colorado's a tough team.
Yeah, no.
A lot of people are predicting Colorado to win the West.
Yeah. I think somebody's their NHL preview ended up with Colorado and Florida in the Cup finals.
The first 4 games are crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I feel good about the Pittsburgh game. The Islanders. I never feel good about the Islanders. And then that Tampa game. I mean, we could legitimately play pretty well and start the season off not great in points. You know what I mean? With those first 4 games. That's you don't want to set the bar low, but if we're going to be who we say we're going to be, if we win 3 out of those first 4 games, then you're showing me something. You know what I mean? Then we're seeing
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 is what I'm hoping for. But Eric, in my mind, the big key to this season is injuries, and that's always my biggest fear.
Right.
And at the point now where we've played Tampa, and we know it's basically World War III when we play them.
Yeah.
That's my worry.
Well,
a cheap shot in the corner.
Right.
A guy's willing to go for a 4-minute major. I mean, a 4-minute double minor, or even a 5-minute major.
Yeah.
But then we're out of players. So
right. And I agree. And the other thing to that is when that whole thing with the preseason game happened, I looked later on in the schedule, and we play Tampa Bay December 30th at home, and we play Tampa Bay April 24th at home. Both of those games for us are the second of back-to-backs. Though the game on the 30th of December, Tampa does not play the night before, but we do. The game in April, Tampa does play the night before, so it's a little bit more spread out evenly there. but Tampa comes off of the Christmas break a day later than we do. And so we have an extra game and we have a back-to-back game. We have a game the night before we play Tampa. So that to speaking about injuries is that's when guys get hurt, when you're playing that second game and you're already a little bit tired and you're already a little bit banged up from the night before. You didn't get a chance to recuperate. That I didn't like to look at that at all, because of all the games, of all the teams to play on the second of a back-to-back. Like I said in the video, I want nothing to do with a Panthers Lightning playoff series, because yeah, we might win the round, but who's going to be left? I don't want that would be we would get to say we win a round, and we'd get to go to round 2 with who knows what, in terms of health.
Yeah. Well, did you text me this morning about hoping or looking for Toronto to be our first round opponent?
Well, yeah, it was in response to there was a graphic there where they were somebody was asking which team who has had the longest playoff round drought. And that's what John and I were talking about, because he's a Leaf fan, is that the Leaf fans are all saying we just want to win a round, and the Panther fans are saying we just want to win a round. And so if we meet in the first round, somebody's still going to be awfully pissed off by the end of that.
Well, if we get Toronto,
yeah,
I don't know what Montreal's going to do, but if we get Toronto in the first round and beat them,
yeah,
we're going to get a lot of national attention and in Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. That would really be the optimal matchup for us, honestly. I don't know about Montreal. Now, especially with the thing with Price, they're banking on Allen completely. And we didn't know what his health was physically before this all went down. So there's a lot of question marks there, and they're just not built to compete. Let's face it, they only had 59 points. They had the least amount of points of everybody in the playoffs, and they went on a playoff run, and that's all fine. But with this division, having to play Florida and Boston, and to a lesser extent, also the Lightning, I should say, that many games, I don't think they're built for it. And to me, I think the key for them was losing Danault. I think that's going to hurt them more than anything else. But so back to your point, the early schedule is absolutely it is just
brutal.
It is just brutal. It is the first, whatever stretch this is that you sent me is Pittsburgh and the Islanders at home, then at Tampa, then Colorado at home, then at the Flyers. Then we got Arizona at home, but then Boston, then at Detroit, at Boston, and then home again for Washington and Carolina. So we've got Boston twice, the Colorado game, the Tampa game, the Islander game. There's some winnable games, obviously, nearby, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Arizona, Detroit, Washington. Those should be wins. Carolina game. Everybody's still kind of wait and see mode with them, because they had, so many changes.
I'm looking at the division. Don't forget, we got, last year was a fluke with the way the division was set up.
Right.
But we got the Bruins. Forget about the Sabres. Forget about the Red Wings, Canadiens, Ottawa. So we really have Boston, Tampa, Toronto.
Right. And I've seen people predicting Tampa. I've seen more people predict Boston's going to win the division than anything else that I've seen. Okay.
I don't think Tampa's winning their third.
Right.
Losing Gord, Tyler Johnson, Coleman. Who they lose on defense?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't see
right.
them. I don't see them repeating.
No,
and
look,
you called it in the last video, or the video before. It's really tough to win that third one in a row.
Yeah. But I tell you what, based on the preseason game, they don't look look all that physically depleted. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see.
Like I said, we on paper we have the team.
Yeah.
I think we have the most balanced, powerful three.
Yeah.
Top six.
Oh yeah.
Excuse
I
me,
mean, this.
Well, I won't say nine. The key is going to be the third and fourth line, taking some of the pressure off the top two. But
Right. Well,
I think you're right. I think the second line is going to be the most productive line.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
And I think Tippett's the key to that line.
If he's going to shoot like
Tippett
that,
definitely get 20, 25 goals.
Yeah.
So just imagine Huberdeau gets his 25, 30 maybe, who knows?
Right.
Bennett gets his 25, and Tippett gets his 25.
Yeah.
That's a lot of firepower.
That's a lot of firepower, and that's the second line. And that was my point about the Barkov line. If they don't start the season off, scoring, at a massive rapid pace, I have a feeling that second line looks pretty ready to go. You know what I mean? They look pretty ready to go. So yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
Huberdeau passing to Tippett, boom. He's got to shoot. He's got to just get it off his tape.
And that's the thing that you're seeing now is that if Tippett is going to take passes from Huberdeau, is one of the best, if not the best playmaker,
the best passer. Right?
We'll just put it out.
I still say that.
So if teams don't even know where the hell the pass is coming from, because Huberdeau could pass from wherever, and Tippett's just going to one time him or get him right off the stick, that's deadly, man. It's just going to be deadly. And then you got, as long as Bennett can just stay on the line, just stay on the line. We don't need to go over the line. Just, stir some shit without, we don't need diarrhea. Just stir some shit. You know what I mean? We don't need it.
The difference with Tippett this year, I think it came on once he got on that line. I think he just is coming in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And clearly,
here we go again with the
thing. Yeah, you're getting interference. We'll get ready.
This guy just wants to piss me off.
We'll get ready to say goodbye because I want to get this up anyway. The live stream's coming up in 5 hours. By the time this is up, the live stream will be in like 4 hours.
All right. So did we cover everything?
Yeah, I think we did. I'm sure we're going to be back again soon. Obviously, we're going to be trying to make videos the morning after games and everything. So when we can. So yeah, this was good. This was good. And now I have an editing job to do. So that's even better. And I'm going to experiment with the YouTube editor. That's
the one thing I'm looking forward to see how we play. I was thinking about going to the game, but I don't know. I don't know if the game's on TV. It's going to be streamed again. Those streams suck, by the way.
Yeah, they're not great. They're not. It's the low def kills my eyes. I have to watch it on the laptop. I can't watch it on the TV. I have to watch it on the laptop. So, all right, bud. I appreciate it. We'll chat again. I'm sure we'll chat tonight when the game is on. And by the time this is up, guys, the live stream is at 5:00 today. And let's just get it out of this one absolutely healthy. You know what I mean? All right, bud, go have some coffee.
Yeah.